Here we go. Episode 4 of Shut Up and Dill podcast. So we have an exciting podcast for you today. But to kick off, we'd like to say thank you, as always, to our sponsors, or one of our sponsors, 002. We have a couple of exciting bits of news about the upcoming Fredericksburg tourney. It is coming fast. We are all registered to play, correct?
Yes.
You did get registered, right?
I did.
Okay.
Well, I'll be there.
Yeah, we're cutting that one close, right?
Yeah, I was 4 hours before registration closed.
How about your partner?
Yes, she registered.
We'd be calling in a favor, Seth, if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we are all registered for Fredericksburg. It is November 4th, so we're excited about that. Bit of news, there is a pre-tournament dinner happening this time. It's going to be at West End Pizza Company in Fredericksburg, Friday, November 3rd, 6 p.m. Pizza, drinks, and good company.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like fun. Yeah, I think we're driving up Saturday, so we won't be at the dinner, but wish we could be there. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vivi wants to do a meet and greet.
Yes, with all our fans and followers.
We'll see. Anyways, so other exciting news coming up from 002 is we have 5 tournament dates that have been published. So you can go to their social pages and see what those are. They'll also be on pickleballbrackets.com. There are 5, starting with San Antonio in March. That's March 8th through 10th. And you can use discount code DILL, D-I-L-L, to get 10% off of your registration if you haven't already registered.
Yep.
And the final piece of very exciting news, which I love, and I'm going to have to really stick to my 80% rule here of getting 80% of things over the net, is that several of the tournaments in 2024 for 002 will actually be cash prizes.
Cash
for
prizes.
each division.
Each division, skill level, so age, skill level. It sounds like all divisions are going to get paid out. And so I'm not sure exactly which ones, but it sounds like several. They're gunning for putting cash prizes at just about all their tournaments. So, yep, it's a good deal.
Exciting.
Great amateur experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we update everybody on kind of what's been going on with us, and maybe not on the podcast side. It can be part of the podcast, but what's been going on with us in general.
Yeah.
So, Jimbo, start us off.
Ooh, okay. Let's see, it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So
we have to
there's-
think back about what's happened.
Yeah, no, it's been, it seems like a lot of work. It seems like the weekdays just fly by with work. I'm busy and, I'm in transportation and it just doesn't stop. So, so work, a little bit of pickleball. It seems like the pickleball we do play as of late, which is kind of against what we tend to do, is a lot of matches, a lot of, I call it rec play, but it's like organized matches and not drilling like we like to. And I think that's just because we've been so busy. And podcast wise, also just working with, Vivi, and my oldest daughter, Maddie, is kind of working on some of our social, editing for our socials. So shout out to Maddie and Vivi for kind of putting that together. So it seems like just keeping up with the podcast, keeping up with work. That's really about it for me. We did have your dogs broke out of their gate.
Oh, man. Y'all.
Shout out to the dogs. Broke out of the gate, so we took some time and did some minor repairs on the fence yesterday. But that's about it. It's been busy, but I like it that way.
Yeah.
Well, fun. Okay. These dogs that I have are wild. They're wild, and they break out all the time. But the fun part is that when they break out, I put a plank on top of the hole. And the last time, Vivi actually painted a little mural, a picture over this hole, the plank that I have on it. So now there is a new one for you
me
to be able
paint,
to decorate. So I'm excited to see what the next Vivi-inspired art is.
Yeah, I
on
stay
mine.
up late thinking about what my next painting will be, actually. So, yeah.
Y'all let us know if you want to see the paintings that she creates in my
Oh.
backyard.
There's something.
Yeah. So?
Well, Exciting news. I just got accepted into college. I'm officially an armadillo.
Nice. And armadillo.
What is the sign for armadillo? Like,
I don't know what they do.
I'm not sure that that's it.
Well, so yeah,
What if it was like just getting into a ball? Like
or like jumping really high,
that is true.
getting hit with
go
a
like that.
stick. Fun story.
fun story.
My grandmother beat an armadillo with a
She chased it down, and
beat it with the stick.
she said it jumped like to her eye level, which I don't know if that's.
I think I researched and they really do jump high.
That's like
Yeah.
4. I don't know how old she was, but that's at least 4 foot. I think that's a little high.
It was, yeah.
They're not spring loaded.
So yeah, January I will be starting college, San Antonio College. So yeah, that's the biggest thing I've been really trying to focus on, trying to get ready for all that, preparing. So yeah.
How about pickleball wise? Anything?
Oh, well, I had a tournament on Friday, past Friday,
Tell us about it.
in Seguin. It was for TLU alum. I'm not a TLU alumni, but I had a friend who asked me to play in it, so I took him up on the offer, and we ended up getting gold.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It was a little unfair because everyone was older. I think our closest game was 21-8.
Okay.
Not rally scoring. So, yeah.
It was
But
an odd scoring system.
Yeah.
21 points, no rally.
yeah, but we had a good time. We had a lot of fun. So,
Those charity tournaments are always fun. Like,
yeah.
it's just, you just actually go out there and just have fun. Same like some other places, Holdo's, like Chicken and Pickle, and it seems like, everybody's just out there to have fun.
You're doing a lot, though, because you're on the MLP team, too.
Yes. Well, not a MLP
Not like a
team,
real,
guys.
yeah. But like a local.
A local team. So yeah, I think we're about to get started. We have an interleague thing with the Nukes Country Club here in New Braunfels, and then Cranky Pickle.
That's your team. You're on the Cranky Pickle team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like Nukes is like,
Your opponents.
One of the other clubs.
yeah. Everyone calls it the Nukes thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why I said that. But
Yeah.
Cranky team, let's go.
And you have practices and everything.
Yes,
So, yeah,
super official.
that's fun. Okay, I guess I'll go next.
Yeah, what have you been up
Yes,
to?
you're the only
Been
one.
up to?
Well, as you mentioned, work has been a lot. For those viewing right now, you will see I'm not in pickleball clothes or, casual wear. I'm still in my work clothes because I had to zoom from work today. So yeah, that's been a lot. We had dogs break out and been playing. We did Harker Heights tournament. So that was an MLP style tournament. Got to go and y'all came up and watched. I think that's the first time that I wasn't watching you guys. Y'all were watching me. So that was different.
Yeah.
And then what else? We did a money tournament yesterday, guys.
We did do a money ball
Yeah.
tournament.
And who was
at
the
Cranky-
big money winner at
at
this
Cranky
table?
Pickle. Oh, at this table, I was. The big one. I won my money back on
You won your money
Yes.
back.
court 3. Yeah.
I lost my money.
But you got gold at Harker Heights. It
Yes.
was a team event. You got
Yeah.
gold with a couple of players, a couple of coaches that were featured on our courtside questions, Matt and
His
Chance,
wife.
and then Mackenzie, Matt's
His
wife.
wife. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all played really good. There's every time I've gone to Harker Heights,
It's a really good
competition.
level. Yeah. Really good level. There was players that I wasn't familiar with, which sometimes it isn't my favorite thing. I'd rather be familiar with the player and kind of know my game plan.
Yeah.
Because pickleball just doesn't give you a lot of time to breathe to figure out somebody's game. So, but partners were great and very patient with me. And yeah, we got gold. So that was fun.
Yeah, nice. Congrats.
Everyone's a winner. Oh my gosh.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. I really wish I would have won some money yesterday, but
Yeah. Me
It's
too.
okay.
Me too.
You did win.
No, I wish you would have won some.
Oh,
I wish
yeah,
you
well.
would- yeah, we got.
We definitely should have played that differently, though. If we were strategic minds, we would have played that completely differently.
No, I think it worked out good. We were all on 3 different courts, so we all had.
Except that I had to play Vivi first court.
That's out of our hands, but we were all on 3 different courts, so we all had opportunity to win money. We weren't playing against each other when it came down to the money.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess if we're all 3 on the court.
It's so tough though. Like you play with somebody new every game. I mean, I like it. It's fun. It's keeps you on your toes, I guess. But yeah, you talk about playing with people you don't know or you're not familiar with. I mean,
Yeah.
we're familiar with all of them, but not necessarily on the same side of the net. So that makes it's almost harder for me to play with somebody I don't know on the same side of the net than it is to play against somebody I don't know on the other side.
On the
of
other
net.
side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got lucky, Dad, because you started off on a court with all guys.
Yeah.
And me and Nikki, well, we were on the same team, but I don't know if the second court you were on was also 2 girls, but at the end it comes down to like 2 girls playing 2 guys, and it's like, which is what happened to me. I ended up playing, Axel, and
Oh, yeah. That's
so, yeah,
That's crazy that he was on court 4. That's crazy. So, but
on
we only
his-
had 3 women. So I was on a court with all guys at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had only 3 women. So you drew the 2
Yeah.
court
Yeah.
with 2, and it was me with 3 guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it was fun. It
was
fun
fun.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So we had a request.
yes.
Yes, which we've been asking our listeners to please send in requests. So
Yeah.
this is a shout out to John,
John Albright.
yes, that suggested that we talk about paddles. Brought this up, and Vivi was like, yes,
Yeah.
let's talk about paddles.
Yeah, I love talking about paddles. That's the most important part of pickleball,
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's nothing without it.
I don't know, Ben Johns can play with pretty much anything. Have y'all seen that video with,
Frying pan,
Yeah.
sandal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am not skilled enough to do that, so the paddle is important.
Yes. So I think we were gonna talk about like our paddle journey, what we started with, and how we got to what we're playing with now. 2 people sitting at this table have a lot of paddles with them. I only have 2.
We can talk through the other ones.
Yes, and my dad does have like some of the same paddles that I used to play with.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start by saying I started with a Monarch.
Did you
Is that
know?
like by
or
the
has-
same company that was the Monarch Nets? The Nets?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually, that is such a lie. I'm pretty sure I could find like a clip of us playing with like those wooden V5s,
No, that's. Oh yeah, yeah.
which
yeah.
I know you have in your stack.
No, that was a Monarch. Those are Monarchs. You buy them at Walmart.
Yeah, the wooden Monarch. So I guess I did really start playing with that.
I think our dog chewed them up. I think we still played with them though, even after.
Oh yeah, we were into it. But yeah, he would ask me like, "Oh, do you want to go volley in the backyard?" And I'd be like, "No, Dad, I have to focus on tennis." So, but yeah, and then I moved on to a real Monarch, my first real paddle, which was the white and red.
Yeah, white and red.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know if I've ever seen that one.
You probably have. Like it's
yeah. You'll see them at Walmart or Dick's Academy.
$30, $40 specials.
Okay.
You know, but I mean, I think that's where a lot of paddle manufacturers get their volume. I mean, they're high volume paddles. Oh yeah, yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Am I talking through my whole journey like at once, or are we gonna?
Where'd you go after your Monarch?
So after my Monarch, I went to. So this was maybe almost 3 years ago. So it was a Selkirk Invicta, but it was not the one with the hole in it like the Invicta is now.
Yeah.
No. It was actually a hand-me-down from Chip and Axel Morgan.
Yeah.
I really did like that paddle. I mean, at the time I did. Won a lot of tournaments with it. Won the Texas Open, 2019.
Yeah.
2020, whatever, with that paddle. And then I'm pretty sure I moved on to the BJ,
Yeah.
Okay.
which
the Franklin.
Yeah, do you want to hold
Yeah.
up for everyone to
I
see?
think we've each had our pass with the Franklin.
Who hasn't had?
Yeah.
Who hasn't
I have
had
the
it?
blue one?
I played with the pink one, which is hanging in my dad's office right now.
It is.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a paddle.
Yeah. So I think everybody's kind of probably familiar with that. I mean, when this thing came out, man, it was like a whole new game for a lot of people.
$100, like it was great. You know, so much max grit. It says it right there. So yeah,
Right on the paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a good paddle. Personally, I think so. And then I moved on. I'm pretty sure the next thing I played with was an Onyx.
Oh yeah, it
You
was.
did
it
have a
was,
stint.
I don't know if we should.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I got an Onyx from a friend.
Yeah. It was a referral paddle, but
It was I don't know which one it was. It was black and
What is that? Onyx. I had one too.
it's like the biggest Onyx. Well, it used
was,
to be.
yeah.
It used to be
you didn't use it long though.
like 3 months maybe.
Onyx Premier. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
that what it
that's
is?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe so.
And then I actually went through a lot after this. I feel like the next one was the Yola Hyperion. Just like the black Hyperion. Mm-hmm. You think that's right? I think everyone knows that paddle. We don't need anybody to show it.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I haven't.
I have
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, we can show it in our.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So you had the
Well, mine's
Yola
at the bottom,
Hyperion.
So
And then I moved on to the Vatic Pro. And I was a Vatic Pro ambassador from December to maybe March. Maybe March.
that's only how long? 4 months?
I really, so their first batch of paddles was great. I really liked it. And then I think they came out with the new ones. I think they changed the name and they changed something small about it, and I just could not play with it. I texted the owner. I was like, "Hi, like, do you have any like recommendations on what I should do? Like, I just really don't think I'm loving this paddle." And he was like, "We don't make those old ones anymore, so you're gonna have to, you know, play with this new one or,
Yeah.
you know, figure something out." So I left unofficially. I left and started playing with this Yola, also a referral from a friend. I like this paddle. One thing I really like about this one, I don't know the difference between this Hyperion and the other Hyperion. It's a 13.5 millimeter, and the other one's probably a 16 that I used to play with. But I like the feel of that paddle. I love paddles where I can feel the ball, you know?
Yeah.
Like, really heavy and solid paddles, which is how I ended up with I'm not going to call it like the perfect paddle for me. I feel like I'm going to switch a few times before I really find the perfect one, but I currently play with the Carbon 1X, the Power Series. 16 millimeter, it's the long handle one. I really like it. It does have a lot of grit and has the touch that I like. And I love the long handle because I do hit a twoie. So yeah, I really like this paddle. But you know, I still feel like maybe I'm on the hunt. So yeah, but that's where I am now. So
Yeah. Nice.
And for listeners who may not know what a tui is,
a two-handed backhand. Sorry, guys. Yeah. But
yeah, two-handed backhand.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. Like, I think as we all tell our pickleball paddle journey, like I think we all find out like it seems like we all have not quite found the perfect paddle. It's like something new comes out and we try it and we love it and, and then we maybe buy it and then, until the next big thing comes out. But I don't know, or maybe that's just me.
That's
it really is, and we're about to see that, guys.
It really is you. Yes. And I think you've gotten actually, like, I think it's increasing. Like, it's coming quicker.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh,
You've
something new,
switched
something new,
almost
something
every
new,
month.
something new.
No,
you used to
that's
like
not true.
make fun
Dad.
of me of how many paddles, and you are outpacing me.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you've switched from the
No, well-
Perseus.
yeah.
Sorry. I'll let him tell the story.
Wait, who's
His story
who's
to
going
tell.
next? Are you going
You're
next?
going
Oh, I'm
next.
going
You're
next.
going
okay.
next.
All right.
Yeah. It's all you. It's the Jimbo show now.
Oh, okay. All right. Jim.
30 paddles down there, guys.
No,
I
there's
swear.
not 30. There's not 30.
There could be 30.
I'm missing
You
a
just don't
couple.
have
I'm
them all
missing a
yet.
couple.
Y'all aren't ready, guys.
So
Actually, let's hold on.
All right.
Comment down below how many paddles you hear him talk about.
Yeah, somebody keep count.
hold up.
Somebody keep count. Somebody out
We
there.
need the
yeah.
SpongeBob like 12 days later.
Yeah.
No, we need a poll. Like we need a poll. Like who goes through the paddles the fastest between us? Like
Well, I'll keep
and-
count mentally, and at the end of your haul, I'll say the grand reveal.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Well, what? How long does it take? Like, how long do you have to play a certain paddle for it to be considered? Okay, like you actually.
Did you
played
purchase it?
Okay.
If you purchase
If
them,
you sell, what if you
I
got
think
your
if
money
you
back
purchased-
for it? Though?
I think
Okay.
if you purchased a paddle, you played with it
Okay.
enough to purchase it.
All right.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So I, like Vivi's, started with a Monarch wooden paddle. It came like from Walmart in one of the, like fishnet holders with like two balls and, yeah. So and I went to open play that thing like for a few months, like and man, it was like 10 ounces. It was super heavy and like my arm was hurting all the time. I was like, man, pickleball really hurts. But then, then I started, I started noticing other people playing with other paddles. So I figured it was time to start investing. And I went to Onyx Z5. I don't know which.
I don't know when you. I didn't
Oh
know
man,
you when you played.
yeah,
that.
no, this bad boy right here.
Oh yeah.
I remember thinking like I'm gonna hit the ball so hard with this thing, and you can. It's got a lot of pop.
Y'all, can we do like a hit that's just with these old paddles one day?
Of course we can.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun.
yeah. So Z5, I remember playing my first tournament, like doubles tournament, and my partner at the time, like right before the tournament, I bought this paddle. Like specifically, I knew it was I was gonna play a tournament, so I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy a paddle. And he was like, oh my god, you got a Z5? Just pumped up about it. So Z5 was my second paddle that I purchased, and played with it for a while, and then went to a Paddle Tech.
I did know you when you played with the paddle.
Yeah, the Tempest Wave Pro, probably the longest tenured paddle that I have.
true.
It was probably a year and a half, and the reason why I played with this paddle for so long is because it didn't break on me. It was very good control, but had the power. Didn't quite have the grit. And the reason I switched was it finally broke. I was playing Friday night family pickleball at one of our rec centers.
Das Rec, shout out.
Shout out to Das Rec. And I was playing with the open play with a fairly new player, and there was a high ball coming in the middle, and I was on the left side, so my forehand was in the middle, getting ready to hit a nice overhead, and this guy kind of stepped in with his backhand and hit the back of my paddle and cracked it. So I had to, he was very apologetic. I was
I don't know that I've ever heard that story.
yeah, I mean, you see the crack right there. Like he caught it with the paddle.
Interesting.
Crack, if you can see.
I
it.
knew that you wouldn't move off that paddle, but
Well, I mean, I didn't. I just got another, Tempest Wave Pro.
okay.
And I didn't bring all my Tempest Wave Pros out, but I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't get away from that Tempest Wave Pro until, a lot of grit was introduced, the Ben Johns that you had a Ben Johns before I did.
Yeah. I got the
It's like Ben Johns and then Electrum. So I finally broke down and tried one of my friends, Ben Johns. I think I tried yours.
probably
And
yeah.
I was like, man, it really feels pretty good. And you were playing with a 14, I think. And then I tried 16 millimeter. and really liked it, and played with the Ben Johns for quite a while too. And then I think it was Electrum came out. I didn't buy an Electrum, but the grit on that thing was crazy. Everybody was like Electrum first, and then Carbon. So, and then I think Ben Johns went to Yola, and that's when I got into the Hyperion. Yeah, I went straight into the Hyperion, which I still have this paddle in my bag. It's probably like third up right now in case something happens. But I feel like the Hyperion, I could probably play with it, like get rid of, the paddles I'm currently playing with and play with this thing and be pretty comfortable, just fine with it. You're laughing.
I'm laughing because
Why are you laughing? Like
I'm trying to remember. Do you remember that match that we were playing in Dallas? And you went for a ball. We were like on the final court, like show court or whatever. And you went for that ball, and the paddle literally broke. Where all you had was the bottom of the paddle. Was that the Franklin or was that
no?
Yola?
That was the Franklin. That was the Ben Johns.
Okay, Ben Johns. I could not remember.
So
but
that was at Mid South. It was a gold medal match, and I went for like a mini overhead, like a ball in the middle was floating, and I took a rip at it, and the head of the paddle went flying, and the handle was still in my hand. So I was sitting there holding it but truth be told, I think a couple matches before that, I had a paddle toss,
Over the fence.
No, it wasn't over. But I threw the paddle and played a couple matches with it, so that may or may not have been contributed to the paddle break.
Yeah.
So that was the Ben Johns that snapped like that.
Okay.
So then I went to the Yola.
Yep.
Still like it. And then this is where it gets kind of squirrely, I guess. So the Black Ace came out.
Yes.
I don't have that paddle with me, but I purchased the Black Ace.
Yes.
The Pro Connects.
Yeah, the Pro Connects Black Ace. Mainly for the look, mainly because I like playing poker, and the power and speed of that paddle is, I honestly think it's unmatched. I really like it, but the touch, I didn't like the touch on it. I like to roll my backhand and couldn't really control that roll as well as I wanted to, and some of my blocks, like volley blocks, were just bouncing off a little too hard. So went back to the Yola Hyperion, and then and then Ben Johns went from the Hyperion to the Perseus, and so I went and tried the Perseus. Made the jump. Mm-hmm. Bought the Perseus. It's got a good feel. Like I really like it. I like the shape. I like the handle. But there's so much control, so much feel. I feel like it lacks a little bit of pop. I played with it, I don't know, several weeks ago just to get the feel of it, and I felt like when I was trying to serve, like when I was serving, I was attempting to serve the ball out, deep, out of bounds, and I couldn't even get in the second half of the court. Yeah. So it's really good. If you feel like you're lacking some touch and maybe a little bit too much power, you can kind of generate your own power. Like this is a great paddle. It's for sale right now. So anybody's interested, and this is my free plug right here.
So what are you playing with now?
So now I'm playing with the 6-0 double black diamond. Right. So this one here, it's got I don't know. It's got everything that I've looking for in a paddle. It's got touch. It's got grit. It's got control, and it does have some pop. Mm-hmm. So this particular paddle is the one I play with, the 6-0. I've got my red electrical tape, and I've got it weighed out. So this paddle right here, this particular paddle, I feel like is it's probably the most comfortable I'm with besides the Hyperion. Like I said, I can go back to the Hyperion and feel pretty good about it. So that's what I'm playing with currently. And I did buy a backup. Did buy a backup, which is the same exact paddle, 6-0 double black diamond. It's got the pink face. And I've got it weighed out just the same. Like I've got, lead tape on it. It weighs, I think I've got it weighed like exactly just like my other one. But it, doesn't have, I don't know. I just don't feel like I have the control with it. Yeah. Like I've played several matches with it and have had to like put it down and grab the other one, and then it's like it makes a world of difference. And I don't think that it's all mental. I think it's actually the paddle.
Yeah.
And it's not. I don't think it's not delaminated. It's just I don't know. It's just a different batch. Obviously, yeah. I mean, so I don't know. It's very aggravating. Like the variance between the two identical paddles is so great.
Yeah.
Well, that is how I feel about I have another carbon in my bag, and it's completely the same lead tape, same electrical tape, same grip, same weight. It also just feels so much different. And I got them like a month or two, like different. I don't know if that makes sense. Like apart,
yeah.
And they're completely different paddles. So I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my paddle journey. What is that, 3 or 4? Like how many? I played the Onyx Premier also.
Yeah. So just naming those, you had 9, but I feel like you probably had duplicates.
Yeah.
So you probably had way more than 9 paddles.
Yeah.
But he named 9. So yeah.
So there's my journey.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go to mine, but I'm going to make it very brief because we have about 8 minutes left.
Oh,
in the
okay.
episode. So I'll make it very brief. So
He
I
took a minute
probably
a
won't
paddle.
pick it up. So my first paddle was the Onyx Outbreak. Showed up to open play with no
Nice.
paddle. And the owner at that time of the facility was like, well, try this Outbreak. And I said, yay. So I tried it and bought it. And then I think I probably went to the Gearbox next. I think the Gearbox was next. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Gearbox. Then I went to...
How'd you get into Gearbox? Power, like you?
Well, yeah. I mean,
probably a rep.
at that
Yeah,
time,
ambassador. Yeah.
Gearbox. No, I think I got into Gearbox because of the pace. I don't remember who gave it to me first. Oh, you know what? It was James. So James originally gave me a Gearbox, and I loved to, swing at the ball. So it was great for baseline. But then I realized, like, okay, there's more to the sport, and that really isn't helpful. So I switched and went over to, I think it was the Paddletech.
Yeah.
Then I went to
Rain.
Franklin.
It was like the Paddletech Rain, which was like Paddletech first. Like it was their first version with the long handle.
Yeah.
An elongated paddle. Yeah.
Yeah. Went to that one, and then I went to Franklin, and then I went to Yola, the same Yola that you played with. I like to call her
the purple
Violet.
one.
Yeah.
You like to call it the what?
Violet.
Oh, okay.
That's my name for it. The one with the purple colors in it.
Yeah.
So I went to the Violet, and then I went to the Ben Johns
Hyperion.
And then I really got irritated with the fact that there's inconsistencies, exactly what you all talked about. There's inconsistencies in these paddles being made, and they break way too easily. And when you're spending $200 on a paddle, you can't do that. Single mom, 2 kids, like, that's just not worth it to me.
Yep.
So enters my new paddle, which is probably the most controversial of the ones at the table because it's not mainstream.
Controversial.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody's always like, what is that? So right now I currently play with Lix paddles, Lix, which is a family-owned and operated business out of Colorado. You can see it has the mountains on it. They have really fun designs on their paddles. But it's named after their son, Calix, so that's where Lix came from. Reason that I decided to go to them, I thought it looked nice, right?
Yeah,
but
it's a
then
good
whenever
looking
whenever I hit with it, I really actually liked the way that it hit. And some things that I really like about it is the exchange program that they have. So if I get tired of this one and think that it's kind of lost its grit or whatever, I can send it back to them and they'll replace it for $100.
Oh, wow.
So that's
Nice.
huge, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, okay, I'm done playing this paddle game of things playing differently or any of that. So I said, I'm going to go with one that's a bit more affordable. I got this one for less than $100 with discounts, and then now I can replace it anytime. So that's why I decided to go there. So that that's why I'm there for now. I don't know if it will be my forever paddle, but I actually really do.
Yeah, how does it play? Like, I've only hit it a couple times, and there's like they have a few different models, right?
They do, yeah. They have multiple models. All of them have. This is actually the most tame name of all of them. They have the CG3. They have Kiki is one of them,
right.
and then they have the T-Rex is another one. That one's black and white. It looks really good. So they have a lot of fun paddles, but I like the way that they hit. I think that it's got a good amount of weight to it. I actually haven't added any weight to it. And I can feel the ball, like you said. I like to feel the hit.
Yeah.
So, and it has a good amount of grit on it as well. It's a little bit different, but to me, it's got enough where I can roll it if I want, or I can flatten it out as well. So, it's been good for me so far. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
So to close it out, is there any paddles that we're like looking forward to coming out or anything?
So I don't know if you're hinting at what I was wanting to talk about a little bit. So the new gearbox paddle, what is it? What do you know what it's called?
I don't.
Well, there's one that's power, right? And then there's one
there's a
that's
power
like
and a
control.
control, yeah.
So the new ones, I've heard a lot of things about them. I know it came out like super duper recently, like
I think-
less than a month.
Yeah, I think
ago.
they're dropping a whole new line of paddles, but yeah, in particular the power and the control.
Yeah, and I've seen a few people playing with them, and they have a ton of power, and everyone's like, I should get this paddle. And I've had a few people text me about the paddles, and like, I really want to buy this paddle. It's pretty expensive. I think it's a expensive paddle, and they're like, but I heard like it's probably illegal. It's probably going to come out like problematic.
Yeah.
Like something on the inside is wrong. That's not wrong, but different. That's causing it to be so powerful. So I've been telling them, like, honestly, I would wait a couple months. One, until like the hype dies down and you can like honestly like just get the paddle, because right now they're probably on back order. You're waiting for like the new batch to come out. So I'm just like, just wait until you know they're not legal and you can really spend the money on it and not be worried that it won't be allowed, like in tournaments or, whatever. A lot like the Carbon used to be. And what was it like? I mean, the legacies.
Yeah, the Carbons, the Legacies, the
Yeah.
6-0s. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I probably don't know enough about it, but I mean, I partnered with, Rafa, who's with Gearbox, and I mean,
Well,
he
not with Gearbox, you should probably say.
well, he owns Gearbox. Yeah, and he was playing with the power, and it was, I mean, it's a great paddle. I mean, I didn't hit it, but I played alongside of it, and it sounds very muted. I mean, it's a good looking paddle. It's like kind of like matte black colored. But I did receive a couple of drives and drops, and the ball, more than the power, what I noticed was the movement of the ball and the spin. Yeah.
What's interesting is that tennis, and I think we could obviously make this a second episode, because there's our paddle journey, but then there's our thoughts on paddles, right? What's interesting is in tennis, that sport went under such a kind of revolution based on the racket. The racket changed so much over the years and became so much lighter and so much more powerful, and just titanium in the rackets and then the strings along with that it really transformed the type of athlete that could play that sport.
Yeah.
Because you had to be quicker and faster. If you've ever seen a pro match, it's insanely fast, and the amount of spin that can be generated is amazing. I wonder if that can be achieved in pickleball. Like, is it something that's going to be said is it's not legal, or is it this is a transformation of the sport,
Right.
this is the next evolution. But I wonder if there's a limit, because you only have a court that's a certain size.
Yep.
And there's only so much you can do as a human to react. So
Yep.
you may make this such an elite speed sport that most people don't even qualify to play.
Yep.
Yeah.
If that paddle is not within a certain spec range.
Yeah.
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 So interesting. So
It is interesting.
I know, we should.
If I, what we should do sometime is throw a small tournament, but we just bring a bunch of like all the same paddle, like a bunch of old wooden paddles or a bunch of like monarchs, and and then
Yeah.
like see
Call it the classic.
the classic, the Shut Up and
Shut
Deal
Up Deal
classic.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be
That way,
fun.
that's the only way you get like a level playing field.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, we have gone to 40 minutes, but we did have a segment that we wanted to share. So if our listeners will indulge us and stay on, it will be pretty quick.
Yeah.
But we wanted to do our segment, which is the sound of winning. So we wanted to share the songs that are kind of motivating us right now. So who would like to kick that off?
So I guess I'll go first. So recently I've gotten into a little more like upbeat, rappy stuff.
Ooh.
I know. Done with Taylor. No, I'm just joking. So I started listening to this guy named Jake Hill, also known as Dixon Dallas. I just saw him in concert this past weekend. So he has a song called Die a King, and I really like that song. So yeah, I listen to that on my way to practice and, sing along with the windows down. So yeah.
All right.
Right, good one.
is a good
I
one.
haven't listened to it, so
Yeah.
but I'll listen to it. We'll put it on our social
Yes.
accounts so
Yes.
that
Yeah.
people can hear at least a 15-second segment of
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah.
Jimbo, do you have one?
Yeah, so I'm lately I've been listening to a lot of, and I always do like 90s hip hop, but particularly Tupac. It's probably one of my favorite artists. But I think recently they actually found or have a suspect for his murder. So he's been, a lot of my friends have shared some of the news. So I started listening to Tupac, and it's Tupac and featuring the Outlaws, but it's Hit 'Em Up, and if you haven't heard it, it's not safe for work, not safe for the kids, but there's some really good cursing in it. It's like perfect timing. Tupac was always right on.
Just had that conversation.
Tupac was always right on point
Appropriately placed curse words in songs. I
Yeah,
love
but I'm a Tupac fan. Like he's just his vision and everything about him. Like I'm a big fan. So Hit 'Em Up. It's a good hype song. If you haven't heard it, check it out.
Okay. So mine, I don't think it really is a typical hype song. So it really, if you listen to the lyrics, it has nothing to do with hype. So I'm sorry to let people down on that. But what I really I like this song for a very particular reason, but it's a Fall Out Boy song on their new album. And I'm going to butcher the title because I have the worst memory. I really do. But it's like My Own Muse, or I Am My Own Muse.
Okay.
And the reason I like it is that the intro and throughout the whole song, it just hits that perfect note of like being rock. And also they put strings in there. And one thing to know is that classical music really helps funnel me. I have a focus problem. So if I listen to classical music, piano, violins, any of that, it helps kind of focus me. So the fact that it has like this hard-hitting kind of rock sound, but then it also has the strings in it, it really helps me kind of get into that mindset of focused in. And I don't even, the words don't have to match up. It just, that tune really gets me. So,
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll put that one on there too.
Nice. All right.
All right.
Well, end of episode 4,
Yes.
right? Episode 4, yes.
Yep.
So if you have a suggestion for our next episode, please email us or go on to any of our social accounts.
Yep.
Our email is
shutupandillpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And also, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can always just leave a comment.
Yep. Leave a
So-
comment on YouTube, any of our social accounts. We did have a comment about putting time stamps on our videos, so we will be doing that.
Well,
okay?
I did that on our
last two episodes, right? Or was it just the most recent?
I think it was on the second episode.
Okay.
We're working through it.
Yes.
We're working
Sorry,
through it.
guys. I'm a busy girl.
Yeah, but also Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us a follow if you haven't already.
Okay.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Yep.
please.
All right. Thank you
right.
guys.
Bye.